Welcome to Drive-Thru Spurs Takes with your boy, Rob Trejo, a Bucking Spurs podcast. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my podcast feed. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to go find us there, okay? Twitter, Instagram, follow us there as well. San Antonio Spurs is about to start up again, baby. Spurs Nation needs to get fueled up, needs to get ready with their Spurs content. ESPN, no one's gonna be talking about us. Don't be looking to those big media outlets looking for Spurs content. You need to find it right here at a Bucking Spurs podcast. That's where you need to look for it. That's right. So today we're gonna talk about our shooting guard depth for this 2019-2020 season. Now, for classification purposes, I want to be clear. The last video I made was about our point guard depth. Make sure to go check that out if you hadn't. DeJounte Murray and Derek White are point guards. Let's not get it twisted. Even though that they might be starting together, which I have no reason, to believe that they wouldn't, because I believe that those two guys together is a defensive juggernaut in the backcourt, right? So, but just because they're starting together doesn't mean that one of them is a shooting guard. No, let's not get it twisted. They're both point guards, all right? Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because Demar Derozan plays the small forward for us, but he is a shooting guard. Because Demar Derozan couldn't shoot a three, we had to start someone who could, Bryn Forbes, which slid naturally Demar Derozan down to the three ball, okay? But he's a shooting guard. In this video, we're going to classify him as a shooting guard. All right, so let's start it off right there with Demar Derozan. Demar is coming in to year 2 with San Antonio. Spurs Nation, let's never forget that year 2 in San Antonio is always easier than year 1. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran, doesn't matter if you're a rookie, a 4-year player, a 20-year player, whatever. When you come to San Antonio, year 1's hard. Our system's not to be taken lightly. All right, so DeMar coming into year 2, we expect bigger things out of him. Now, I'm not just talking about scoring, because look, DeMar was a hell of a scorer last year. Scored 21, almost 22 points a game. Right, so he got buckets in a variety of ways, attacking the rim, free throws, mid-range jumpers wet. He had a couple of game winners. But let's be honest, it all comes down to how did we do in the playoffs. And DeMar was battling in the playoffs, but it wasn't good enough, him and LaMarcus, to get us past the first round, which is not good enough. So that means that, hey, there's room for improvement, right? And he actually led us in assists as well. DeMar Derozan averaged about 5 or 6 assists a game, but he also averaged a good amount of turnovers as well. So that's one thing I feel that we absolutely need from DeMar, is to take his turnovers down a notch. I honestly think that his head needs to stay cool throughout these games. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure he led the team in technicals. Shoot, he might have led Spurs Nation in technicals, or the whole, Spurs organization over the past I don't know how many years. I've never seen a Spurs player get as many technicals in one season as he did, except for maybe Dennis Rodman, right? So DeMar Derozan needs to add a 3-ball to his game. And look, he showed some videos in the summer about him knocking down threes and whatever, but I don't believe any summer video or whatever until I see it on the NBA floor. I've seen videos of Dwight Howard a few years back just killing it and making like 20 jumpers in a row. It's like, okay, well, that obviously didn't translate over to the NBA, right? So we need to see DeMar come in and at least be able to knock a few threes down. I remember in the summer on one of my other podcasts, I said that LaMarcus and DeMar need to combine for 7 threes a game, right? They in one way or another, 3 and 3, 3 and 4, 5 and 2. Like so somehow they got to balance it out and knock down at least 6 to 7 threes a game between each other, right? Because we have to stretch the floor. I mean, that's just going to open up driving lanes for everyone else, right? And it's not like they need to, because they can get buckets either way. Like, they don't need to shoot threes, right? They both average 21 points a game, but Demar Derozan can do us a huge favor by being able to stretch the floor with that three-point shot. Okay, so Demar Derozan, I'm excited to have him coming back for year 2. It should be better than year 1. Okay, let's not forget about that. Continuity matters. That's like my mantra for this season with San Antonio, with all these other teams that are picking up pieces and forming new teams and all whatever. My big thing is continuity matters. All right, let's talk about Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes had a hell of a season last year. Last year he came into the season showing us that he had freaking been lifting weights, bro. It's like, do you even lift, bro? Fucking Bryn Forbes has been in the gym, bro. Bryn Forbes has been posting pictures of him working out at UTSA. So that's my boy. Go runners, baby. He's been using our gym to work out. So Bryn Forbes to me, honestly, impressed me the most out of any other player in the playoffs. He came out lights out. He shot nearly 50% from the three-point line again in that Denver series, and he guarded up. And I've talked about it with Clan, the Spurs fan, on YouTube. Make sure that you check him out as well. He's got that swagger. He's got that attitude, that dirty, grinding attitude that takes like shit personally on the court, and he wants to give it to the other team, and he wants to like put it in their face. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna do anything like unsportsmanlike, but when he knocks that three, he's like, fuck yeah, you know. Or when he gets scored on, he's like, shit, you know. Like he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I love that because his passion is there. Unfortunately, I don't think Bryn Forbes is going to be starting for us this season. Okay, all that being said, I think he's going to be coming off the bench because you have to. I mean, to me, in my eyes, you have to start Derek and DeJounte. One of those guys, they can both shoot the three, not like Bryn Forbes, but together defensively, I don't see a better backcourt. So Bryn Forbes is going to have to transition his role from last year to this year, from starting to coming off the bench, which I think he'll be able to do, and I think he's going to be able to do just fine. And I'm not saying he's never going to start. Obviously, everyone, you know, starts throughout the regular season, but I think our best lineups are going to have Bryn Forbes coming off the bench. His in-between game last year improved as well. Look, man, Bryn Forbes' in-between game off the dribble is already better than Danny Green's ever was. I mean, Danny Green, every time he put that ball on the floor, we're like, oh shit, here we go, something, you know, shocked in the fool, right? But Bryn Forbes can actually put the ball on the floor and do something with it. Like, his mid-range jumper is wet. When he attacks the rim, his floater is wet, right? And he's not afraid to get in the paint and get knocked out and get knocked on the deck, right? So Bryn Forbes is tough as nails, and we're gonna need Bryn Forbes coming into this season. All right, next shooting guard I want to talk about briefly, Marco Belinelli. Marco Belinelli just came off a FIBA World Cup tournament playing for Italy, where he played a lot of minutes. And that's the only thing that worries me, is that he plays a lot of minutes in there, somewhere around 24, 25 minutes a game. Now, yeah, that's the thing is, guys, he's a veteran, man. He's old, and I'm worried about his health. I'm worried about his legs, because we need Marco. Now, I don't think Marco's going to ever be starting for us, you know, unless people get hurt or we just, you know, matchup-wise or whatever. But Marco's comfortable in his role with coming off the bench and knowing that, hey, my job is to come in here and score. And I think that that's a perfect role for Marco. And I think we need to keep his role the same. Now, I hope that we manage his minutes, and I'm pretty sure we will, knowing the Spurs, right, and DMPs and managing minutes. I don't see Marco playing more than, man, maybe like 10 minutes a game, 12 minutes a game, which is kind of like, shit, man. Like, are we wasting? That's the question. Like, are we wasting this guy? Because we have Bryn Forbes now in the mix, and the other ones that we're about to talk about. But I need Marco Belinelli healthy for the playoffs. We need Marco Belinelli healthy for the playoffs. This is my same argument with Patty Mills. Both of those veterans played a lot of minutes in this FIBA World Cup tournament, and they're really only going to get maybe 3 or 4 weeks of rest versus, you know, 2.5 months like everyone else did, right? And these are two guys that play hard every time they're on the floor. Marco Belinelli is, I mean, obviously a magnificent shot creator, You know, when he gets the ball in his hands, the way he moves the ball, the way he picks and pops, the way he cuts to the basket, he can get his shot off in many ways. And my biggest thing is we need to keep him healthy for the playoffs. So let's manage our minutes with Marco. Let's manage our expectations with Marco in the beginning of the year, maybe until All-Star break. We start turning him up a little bit, turning his minutes up a little bit. But after that, we should be okay. After Marco, we got 2 left. Now, this is the biggest one for me. This is the biggest question mark on concerning minutes when it comes to this shooting guard depth. Because this is a kid, I think, that needs to get the most minutes coming off the bench. Maybe besides Bryn Forbes, right? So, you know, that's eating some of Marco's minutes. But like I said, Marco hopefully takes a hit in minutes for the first half of the season. And that's your boy, Lonnie Walker. That's your boy, Lonnie Walker the fourth, who just dropped his Spurs story. And if you haven't seen his Spurs story, go see it, Spurs Nation. If you haven't seen any of them, go see them all. But Lonnie Walker's was heartwarming. You got to see where he came from and how much character this guy has. Lonnie Walker cares about his community. Lonnie Walker had a rough upbringing, just like most of these players did. But man, this is a character guy who is most important thing to him is being a good role model for the kids that are growing up in the town where he grew up in Pennsylvania, right? I think it's Pennsylvania. See, it's just, bro, this kid is a character guy. And not only that, he can drop buckets and he can be an unbelievable defender. Last year, I said Lonnie Walker wasn't ready on the defensive end, and he wasn't. And I think he would agree with that. He said that before. He wasn't ready. Athletically, yeah, sure, he's there. He has all the tools. I said he can be an unbelievable defensive stopper because he has the tools. But what did he need? He needed reps. He needed time. He needed to learn. He needed to be taught. He needed to understand terminology, rotations, all that stuff. And you know what? God damn it, I think he knows it now. And I think he's going to be an unbelievable defensive player. And that's what's going to get him on the floor. Because his offense, oh my God, Lonnie Walker can shoot, he can drive, he can pass at a high level. I mean, a future all-star, guys. I know. Lonnie Walker can be a future all-star like in 3 years. The way he plays. Now, with the Spurs, just like Kawhi, you know, Kawhi took a few years to become an all-star. Lonnie Walker can get there, man. Now, it's like, will he ever start? I mean, honestly, okay. He's never going to start over Demar Derozan as long as we have Demar Derozan, which might take his all-star status out of the picture. But, well, Manu started. I mean, Manu came off the bench and was an all-star 1 year. So, I don't know. You never know. But Lonnie Walker, oh my God, guys, expect a flurry of highlight reel plays this year from my boy, Lonnie Walker. He's ready. His G League days are over. His Summer League days are over. He's ready to lead. He's ready to come in here and put people on posters and drop 20-point games. And just, guys, this game is, you know, like when you see that player and you're just like, man, this game is too easy. This game is too easy for him. That's Lonnie Walker. I cannot wait to see him step on the floor this year. Main thing with him, he needs to stay healthy. That's what's kept him out of the league last year, at least in the beginning, and then ended up just getting stuck in that developmental role, which is fine, that Austin role. We need him to stay healthy because we expect big things out of Lonnie. Big things. All right, so next, last but not least on our shooting guard lineup is our rookie, Keldon Johnson, the dog, right? I'm calling him the Hound because that boy can get after it on the defensive end. That's what's going to get him on the court. I actually think Keldon's going to play. I know it's crazy. We're talking about all this depth, and it's like, man, where's Lonnie going to get minutes? Or Marco's going to, you know, I don't know. You know, but you know what? Keldon's going to play. Because I'll tell you what, Coach Pop and the Spurs organization is not afraid to put the best shooting guards, the best defensive shooting guards on the floor. Best defensive any player on the floor. If they can defend at a high level, there's no reason for them not to play. Okay, so Pop said that too last year about Lonnie Walker. They're like, hey, is Lonnie Walker going to play? And he's like, look, He's going to be spending time in Austin, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, if he's just the best player on our floor, well, then he's going to play, right? Right? There's no loyalties. This is a job, right? This is not, you know, high school, college basketball or whatever. No. If he's ready, he's going to play. And I think that when training camp starts, the coaching staff is going to look at each other and be like, shit, is Keldon the best defensive player that we have? One of them? I think the answer is going to be yes. Which means that, damn, we're going to have to find minutes for this guy. You know, not right away. I think he maybe will earn his keep slowly. But I can probably see Keldon at the end of the regular season playing a good 8 to 12 minutes a game. And that's crazy. That's crazy. I know. But the defense is going to make it happen for Keldon. And I'm super excited to see. I mean, and he can play on the offensive end. Don't get me wrong. But, man, can you imagine this kid after we develop him for 2-3 years? He's already got the defensive tenacity that you can't teach. He's got that defensive, aggressive mindset where he's going to bring the fight to you on the defensive end. He doesn't wait for the fight to come to him from the offensive player. He brings it to them. And that mentality you cannot teach. It's something that's built inside of you. And Keldon has that. So he's going to play. Watch. He's going to play. Again, so from the top, we have Demar Derozan, Bryn Forbes, Marco Belinelli, Lonnie Walker, who can also slide down. You know how Demar plays that 2-3 spot, shooting guard, small forward spot? Well, Lonnie Walker is going to do the same thing. Lonnie Walker's athletic enough, tall enough, and able to guard small forwards. I believe he's going to be able to. So he's going to be able to play both, just the way that when we go small, Demar Derozan does. Right? So Bryn Forbes, Lonnie Walker, Marco Belinelli, Lonnie Walker, and Kelvin Johnson. That, Spurs Nation, is a hell of a shooting guard lineup, baby. Again, a Bucking Spurs podcast. Make sure to get your phone out right now. Go subscribe on wherever you listen to your podcasts. The season's about to start up. We're going to start having a lot of fun with this. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter because I'm always creating new Spurs content just like this. I've created highlight videos, I repost things, and blah, 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 blah. Right? Make sure you go and follow my ass for the culture. All right? I want some nasty. Go Spurs, go.